All right, so welcome back. We are still going over the Robert's Rules of Orders. My name is Joseph Lewis, Brother Lewis, and I've been talking about corruption and leadership. For those of you that's just joining in, there's a host of videos on the channel page. We in our organization are dealing with leaders that are now not complying with any of our laws. There's an entire backstory on this. If you go back to the beginning on our channel page, the videos are numbered. But if you are interested in learning how to run a meeting, how to conduct a meeting, how to attend a meeting, how to say what needs to be said in the meeting, how to get the attention of the floor, how to put motions on the floor. That's what this video is going to be talking about. At the same token, this is for the General Assembly delegates in our organization. I'm a part of the United House of Prayer for All People, and we are going to be having our annual General Assembly meeting coming up in 2 weeks from today. That said, this video is to prepare our delegates for such a meeting. It is an educational and informational video only. With that said, anybody that has not been elected to go to the General Assembly, or if you're not an elder and you're not going to be attending the General Assembly, you may still want to watch the video so that you can learn. We have meetings all year round in our organization within each congregation, and it would benefit you so that you understand, again, how to have a peaceful meeting, a well-conducted meeting, and a productive meeting where everyone feels like they've been heard, they've been treated fairly, and everyone can leave on the same page. That said, we were on a web page, boardeffect.com /blog/Roberts rules of orders cheat sheet. This is here. And this is what the home page looks like. Okay, actually that's the bottom. It'll bring you to this page. Let me shrink this. Okay, that's your home page. We read through all of this, and we are now down to the cheat sheet. And I'm going to read through some of these most common things that people need to do in a meeting. You'll notice, I'm just going to zoom in to make it larger. You will notice that it has columns to make it easy to follow. Whenever there's an action that you want to carry out in a meeting, that's what you're going to see in that first column. And all you have to do is just remember, or even if you get some index cards and write these down on index cards so that you'll remember what to say whenever you want to do something in the meeting. Everything you need pretty much is right here on this page. It is your cheat sheet to get to know how to do what it is that you need to do in the meeting. So the first action, if you would like to introduce a main motion, if you want to make a motion to do something in the meeting, you want to change the course of the meeting, you want to bring up something, then you simply raise your hand to get the attention of the chair. And you're going to say, I move to, those 3 words, I move to, and then whatever it is that you'd like to do. It tells you whether or not you can interrupt the speaker. If you need a second for each action, can the action be debated? Can it be amended? And whether there are votes needed to carry out the action. So it's a very, very simple chart to look at, to study, to get to understand what it is that you need to do. So let's go down further. In order to amend the motion, I move to amend the motion by adding, and then you add, you say what it is you'd like to add to that motion. Or I move to amend the motion by striking the words blah, blah, blah to remove things out of it. Or you can do both. I move to amend the motion by striking blah, 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 and I'd like to add in its place blah, blah, blah. Okay, real simple. Again, can you interrupt the speaker in order to do this? Sometimes, while someone is talking, you can interrupt them. It depends on what's going on. And again, this chart makes it so easy to understand what to do, what not to do, when to do it, when not to do it, how to do it, how not to do it. And it makes it so clear. It removes all the guesswork. If you want to move an item to committee, postpone items. Here, let me go down to end the debate. If there's a debate going on, I move the previous question and then go from there. While I'm looking at this now, that's not all in that first chart. If you scroll down further, it'll give you other options. Again, you want to make yourself familiar with this page. Now, while going over this, you want to have the option of pulling up a video to go even into more detail. There's videos to show you what to do, how to do, with even examples of a group of people having a meeting to show you exactly how it's carried out. So you want to take some time to look at those videos. There's thousands of them. I checked a particular site. I've been going through site after site after site, seeing what I can find that would make it easy for you all. If you scroll down, let me go back up. This is where it starts. And you want to zoom in. It makes it easy to read. Okay. Let me go back. One second. You can continue scrolling down. Down to the bottom of that page. And I'm gonna actually bring up another page You get the point on that specific page. All your options there. It carries you to PDF. And again, you can write down on an index card. You can pull up a free printout. But let me show you one more website. And I think you're going to like this all so much better than the other sites so far, because it gives you several options, several more options. And let me just let you see what it is we're talking about. I'm gonna go to Perfect Rules. Perfect, Perfect, rules, rules.com. And it'll bring you to this page. Perfect Rules. That's the home page. Now, you see these tabs up here? Okay. You want to familiarize yourself with this page. Again, let me see. Again, you scroll down. There's not a lot on this page. Not a lot. Just read through it. However, if you go up here, you see these tabs? Right now you're on the home page, but you see Learning Center. I'm going to click there on Learning Center. And if you scroll down on here, you got a lot of links. And it will pull up easy to read boxes for you to understand. Now, here talks about minutes. You see a breakdown. It talks about minutes, subsidiary motions, incidental motions, privileged motions, and you see the questions over here. And let me just show. Under the minutes, I'm gonna click on who can see the minutes. And you see a pop-up window, and then you see the answer, and it'll show you every single thing pertaining to Robert's Rules of Orders. Okay. Now, I'm gonna go back. Just close this page out. Click on the X up top. And all of these options will give you the answer pop-up box. Very, very easy to understand. How do I do this in a meeting? How do I say that in a meeting? I have a question about the minutes. Do the minutes need to be closed out? Do we have to cover minutes? How do you write minutes? How do you open a meeting? How do you close it? All is on this page. Very, very, very simple and easy to read format. Let me go back to the top. Okay, scroll back up to the top. And right back at the top again. When you move your cursor over the tabs, it changes it. So you can go in here and you have this tab for asking questions. But I want to direct you to free. Remember, why pay for something if you don't have to pay? You can get it for free, use it. So you have Learning Center. All of that is free. Click here on free videos. Okay. And this one is going to take you to YouTube. Now, when you go to YouTube, it's going to show you this page. And on this page, it's going to show you a bunch of short videos. Very, very informative. Now, this one has short videos, maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes long. And not only videos, but if you click here, you see it also has shorts. Okay, very quick and easy questions and answers. So to give you an example, here, what's the proper way to address a female chairperson? Click on it.
And Madam Chairwoman, if you are a person who naturally and organically says things like, "It's a pleasure to read your handwriting, you have wonderful penpersonship," or "The craftspersonship on the woodwork of this piano is marvelous," or "The leaky ceiling spoke to the lack of craftwomanship that went into the build," then perhaps your friends and colleagues would expect you to say things such as, "Her astute chairwomanship of the meeting made it a success," or "The lack of proper chairpersonship made all the meetings run long." But these are incorrect, and Robert's Rules of Order provides the form Mr. Chairman or Madam Chairman should be used. You should avoid the clunky and clumsy Madam Chairperson and Madam Chairwoman. If you are a person who naturally and organically says things like,
maybe a minute
"It's a
long,
pleasure to read your handwriting,
go back
you have wonderful penperson,"
to the last page, and you have the shorts. So again, one more, how to make a motion. Just going to click on that short.
There are 3 steps to bringing a motion or a question before the assembly, and these steps are really easy to remember. Let's take a look. First, a member makes a motion. I think we can all remember that. The second step is the easiest to remember because it actually is a second. Another member seconds the motion. Then the third step is the chair states the question on the motion. And this one is really easy because the chair just states what happened in the first 2 steps. The chair literally says it is moved and seconded and then repeats the motion. So let's take a look at how a motion is actually made in a meeting. A member simply starts by saying, "I move that." These are 3 magical words in parliamentary law because they let the chair know, they let the secretary know, and they let knowledgeable members know that a motion is being made.
And again, very, very short, very direct, straight to the point. Okay? I move that, and then continue talking. Exactly like you see on the Robert Rules cheat sheet. So I move that, except he's now telling you what to do, how to do it, how to say it, so on and so forth. Makes it very, very easy to learn.
Because after saying "I move that," the member gives the exact wording of the motion. For example, the member might say, "I move that $5,000 shall be donated to the ABC Foundation." There are 3 steps to bringing a motion or a question before the assembly, and these steps are really easy to remember.
Already at the end.
First, a member makes a motion. I think we can all remember that. The second step is the easiest.
Okay, these are shorts. So I'm scrolling back up, and I'll go back over here. This is a home page.
Hi, my name is Tim Wynn. I'm a professional parliamentarian, and that means that most people don't know what I do.
Video up.
In this video, we're going to cover the question, what is a parliamentarian? Some people think a parliamentarian has something to do with Parliament in England. Partially, they are right, since the word parliamentarian is used to refer to a member of Parliament, and because the word parliamentarian itself was derived.
And this video, 2 minutes, 24 seconds. So you want to go here and go through the videos. He's going to make it so easy to understand. In fact, there's a drop down menu, but I'm going to go right back up. I'm going to click on videos again. And I want to show you one particular video. And just scrolling down. Now, he covers so very much. Now, it's important to understand that he's still actually adding videos to this channel. This is a relatively new channel. But here's one. Let me click on it. How or what power does the board have?
Right? Nope. What about too much bacon and red
Let
meat? Nope.
me
It's
get past
actually
this.
calcium buildup that turns arteries to stone.
Okay. How much power does the board have?
We're going to cover the question, what power does the board have? To start, let's clarify that in some organizations, this body goes by different names. In parliamentary law, we generally refer to it as an executive board. It is also called a board of directors. Some organizations call it a board of trustees, and in other organizations, it may go by the name executive council, or it may be referred to by any one of many alternative names that organizations use. But no matter what name it goes by, the general purpose of this type of board is to manage the affairs of the organization to varying degrees. We often receive questions about what the board can and cannot do, generally from members who fear the board has exceeded its authority, or at least plans to. So, what can a board do? Well, that depends completely on what your governing documents say. Now, keep in mind that your particular organization may have multiple governing documents. It may have a separate constitution and bylaws, or it may have a single document that is called Constitution and Bylaws.
That's what
or
we
it may
have.
have a set of bylaws with no constitution at all. In addition, it may have articles of incorporation or a corporate charter, and it may have a declaration or a set of rules from a parent body that apply to it. Plus, on top of all of this, certain types of organizations will have procedural rules in state statutes or federal code that apply. The point is that governing documents go by many different names, and there may be multiple governing documents working together. So, for simplicity, we will refer to these as simply governing documents in this video. Or we will use the general term bylaws with the understanding that your particular organization may have additional governing documents that apply. So, if an organization is...
Now, you all know that we have a constitution and bylaws that governs the entire organization. And you've been hearing me say that includes everyone, including the CEO. In this particular video, he's going to cover the executive board and the assembly of the society. That's just another way of saying the meeting, the body of the people. When you get the opportunity, again, this title is What Power Does the Board Have? And what you're going to see here it's very, very easy laid out. Figures, charts.
Differences between the assembly of the society and the executive board. An assembly of a society is generally a larger body that meets less frequently than the board. For example, the society's assembly. So, for consistency, we will use the term assembly of the society in this video. And when we say assembly of the society, we're referring to the body of the general membership assembled in a meeting.
Now, it sounds like the General Assembly.
The purpose of an executive board, it's helpful to understand the differences between the assembly of the society and the executive board. An assembly of a society is generally a larger body that...
Now, in this case, this compared to the General Council, this is the General Assembly. This is the General Council. They have nothing to do with the General Assembly. Okay, so now let's go back and make another example. This is the General Assembly. This is the executive office of the CEO. Okay, the General Assembly is more powerful than he is, or it is, or they are. It doesn't matter who's in this office, the General Assembly's more powerful. Let's take it to the two-step procedure of carrying out a proposal. Okay, so in that case, the General Assembly, or the Assembly of the Societies, this would be all of our congregations, where the people have discussions in their local houses. They make up the Assembly of the Society. And then here, the Executive Board, that would be your General Assembly. And this model is what I've been talking about, okay? In the House of Prayer, I believe that they have an executive board somewhere that we don't know nothing about. And they're the ones making all the decisions. But it should be the General Assembly. And pay close attention to what he says.
That meets less frequently than the board. For example, the Society's assembly might meet only once a year, or it might meet 4 times a year, whereas an executive board might meet every month, or even twice a month. The whole point is that the board is more agile and able to meet more frequently to tend to the business of the association. If nothing ever happened that needed attention between meetings of the Assembly of the Society, there would be no need for an executive board because the Society's assembly could handle all of its business. But experience has shown that things do happen between annual meetings and between monthly meetings, and that creates a desire to have a more mobile body that can respond to the needs of the association. That's precisely what the executive board does.
Now, he's simply giving the difference between an executive board and the Assembly of the Society. Now, then he goes into, and let me show you, questions. Okay? And he's going to go into a little detail to show you, the powers that the General or the Assembly of Society has. So in this case, the General Assembly, he's going to show you that the General Assembly has more power than anything in the organization. By asking questions, can the executive body undo something that the assembly does? Okay. And in each one, he gives detailed information and breaks it down for you. Here's another question. And you're going to see him go through this and make it real easy to understand, so that by the time you're done going through these videos, you'll be able to understand clearly what it is that they're supposed to do, what it is they're not supposed to do, what it is that you are supposed to do, and what you're not supposed to do. So you have now 4 websites. This website is so easy because it offers detailed information. It offers a Q&A list. It offers pop-up boxes to answer questions as well. And that is perfectrules.com. You have robertsrules.com. You have robertsrules.org. board.fx.com/blogs/roberts-of-order-cheat-sheet to pull up the cheat sheet. And then on perfectrules.com, you have the options of the free laid out information. And then you have the options of a bunch of free videos. And most of them are as easy to follow as this video is. And to go back, all you need to do is close shrink the page, and hit the back button or tab. Or for those of you who, anytime you want to go to a channel menu, say you're watching a video and you get done watching it and you're ready to watch another one. So a lot of people, they're scrolling down to see what is underneath. Instead of doing that, scrolling down, just go here where you see the name of that person, and you can click on the name. Okay, and it'll take you to their page. Any video you watch, and when you get to that page, again, everything that you saw before will be right there. So on this one, you have all these options that you can go to: the videos, the shorts, the playlists, and you also have some on the same home page. And you just click to hit more. All of his videos are very easy and very, very simple. One more. This is like 5 minutes long. We're not going to play it all.
If you're a Christian, middle-class American between
And
the ages of 30
you're going to have to deal with,
and you're looking to earn some extra income this year,
you're going to have to deal with
knows what a majority vote is. Why do I say
commercials.
this? Because when I do live trainings on parliamentary law, I almost always ask the following question, and everyone almost always gets it wrong. Take a look at the question and see if you get it. What does majority mean? A, 51%, B, half plus 1, C, more than half, or D, any of the above. What would your answer be? The responses are usually pretty evenly split across these choices, but only one of them is correct. The correct answer is more than half. Just those three words, more than half. The other choices on the list are wrong, but not only are they wrong, they actually change the vote requirement. And this can lead to confusion and arguments over whether or not a particular motion was adopted or lost. It also affects whether or not a particular candidate is elected. So it's very important to get it right. And to get it right, we need to fully understand why the other choices are wrong. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what a majority vote is, and you'll be able to determine the accurate outcome of any majority vote with confidence.
Okay, I think you get the picture. So you have now some tools that you can navigate through in your own time. I can spend time on these videos, taking you through one video and then another video and another video. It's not necessary. In your own time, every delegate, make sure you go through those websites, familiarize yourself, play with the different tabs, see what pops up, or just go directly to the cheat sheet and to perfectrules.com. It's going to answer your questions. You got videos, you have shorts, 1 minute long. It's going to show you what the body of the General Assembly does, and the fact that they're over everything in that organization or that company, and everything comes through them, no matter what it is. So I'm going to be going over a little bit more, but it's not really necessary because you have everything at your fingertips with all of these videos and the web sites that I've given you to refer to, Robert's Rules of Orders. So when I come back in the next video, I'm going to talk about what to expect when you get to the General Assembly. There's an individual who actually wrote a comment, and he shared, or she shared, they shared what it was that they observed while they was in the General Assembly 3 years in a row. So I might read that and then a few others, but I want to kind of walk you through what they've been doing and walk you through how it's supposed to go, and then perhaps allow you to see what it can be like if our delegates were to go into that meeting knowing who they are, knowing what their job is, and knowing that they are the boss. The delegates are the boss. The bishop leaves his title out there. When he walks into the General Assembly, he's there as an equal. He's not there to preside over. He's there as an equal. And even though it says in the Constitution that he is to preside over, remember, I'm challenging these constitutions because we've now seen that these bishops have been putting laws in there that the people never approved of. And therefore, these constitutions are null and void. We have to go back in so that we can sift through everything that's in there, take out what was added in order to take powers from the people. I know for a fact that the bishop presiding over the General Assembly, listen, that had to be added by a bishop, because nowhere at all in any company is any board of directors or assembly of the society going to give presiding over. That's the same as what the chair does. They're not going to give that to the CEO. You can't come in and take charge over this meeting. Even the chair doesn't take charge. They just conduct it. They kind of direct it. They hold order so things don't get out of order. More importantly, they question the CEO, and the CEO is to answer to them, and they kind of work hand in hand together to make sure that the organization is going in the direction that it should be. So the way this works, the assembly creates the goals, the objectives, the vision, the destination, and they give that to the CEO. Here, this is what we want you to work towards. That's how it's supposed to go. So when it talks about in the Constitution, the bishop and his vision, and no one can interfere with him, his vision, he can, whatever he wants. Again, that's more power that's been stripped from the people, because no company is going to give that much authority and power to their CEO. So all that said, I thank you for your time at this time, and I hope you begin to go into these sites to familiarize yourselves. Make sure you completely understand it. And let me say this. If there's anybody that has a question, anything that you'd like to know, anything that you'd like to cover or go over, and you're still not clear on it, then by all means, reach out to me by my email, or reach out by my email. The email that we use is on the channel. Let me know and send me your phone number. I will call you directly so that we can talk about it real time. Any of the delegates, anyone, I would love to talk to you, to assist you in understanding what it is that you're about to go to, and also helping to navigate through these websites for you to clearly acquire the knowledge and the understanding that you need as you prepare for the General Assembly in 2 short weeks. So that said, thank you for your time, and I'm anxious. I know many of you are excited, and I'm saying, okay, keep it tempered. I know it's close, and I'm getting more and more and more people who's still spreading the word, and others coming forward, and others just finding about videos. It's all good. Just stay calm. We're going to be talking some more. Tomorrow's Thursday. Between tomorrow or Friday, we're going to be talking some more about the fast. This is our first week of our fast coming up, and we have 2 weeks left. It's been wonderful. I hope it's been the same for you all as well. Anyway, going up, we're at 40 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and close this video out. Thank you again, everybody, and we'll see you in the next video.